When 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort star Julia Trubkina lost her beloved dog, Simba, the tragedy reshaped not only her personal life but also her perspective on love, loss, and responsibility. Julia, who first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé Season 8 alongside her now husband Brandon Gibbs, has always been known for her fiery personality, straightforward attitude, and emotional honesty. But behind the glitz of reality television and her new entrepreneurial success lies a very real heartbreak that continues to impact her choices today. Julia recently explained to fans why she does not want to adopt another dog after Simba's passing, and her candid reasoning reveals a deeper story of grief, growth, and finding balance in her life. Julia and Simba, more than just a pet. For Julia, Simba wasn't just a dog. He was family. In fact, Julia often referred to Simba as her child. Fans who followed her on social media would recall countless posts where Simba featured front and center, whether lounging on the couch, accompanying Julia on walks, or simply being the subject of her affectionate captions. Julia and Brandon don't have children yet, and in many ways, Simba filled that emotional role. Julia's nurturing instincts found expression in how she raised and cared for him, and she often said that Simba was her son. Losing him wasn't like losing a pet, it was like losing a child. When Simba passed away from a medical condition, Julia was devastated. She shared how much the loss had shaken her and how difficult it was to return to her normal routine. While her fans offered sympathy and encouragement, the grief was overwhelming and left a void that couldn't easily be replaced. The fan suggestion that sparked Julia's honest reply. Recently, Julia posted a heartfelt picture of herself with her other dog, Nala, captioned, "You may not always be prepared, but it's great you have support." It was a vulnerable reminder that while Simba was gone, Julia still had Nala to love and care for, and she was leaning on the support of both her furry companion and her human circle. A fan, at DougMerenda72, suggested that Julia consider adopting another dog to help her heal. They explained that in their own experience, bringing a new pet into the family eased the grief of losing one. Julia's response was clear and heartfelt. "I have a Nala and I don't think the idea of another dog is right for me." She went further to explain that while she wasn't ready to adopt, she had found another way to cope with her loss, by helping other dogs. Julia revealed that she had begun volunteering at shelters, training dogs and helping them find homes. For her, this was the right balance, giving back to animals in need while honoring Simba's memory without feeling like she was replacing him. Why Julia doesn't want another dog. 1. Grieving without replacing Simba. Julia has made it clear that Simba's place in her life and heart is irreplaceable. Adopting another dog too soon, she believes, would feel like trying to fill a void that cannot be filled. Julia wants to honor Simba's memory by allowing herself the time to properly grieve rather than moving on too quickly. For anyone who has considered their pet as family, this reasoning resonates deeply. Julia doesn't want to treat another dog as a stand-in for Simba, because to her, he was unique, irreplaceable, and forever a part of her story. 2. Business responsibilities. Julia's life has changed drastically in the past year. After filming 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 in late 2024, Julia not only managed to work through marital struggles with Brandon but also launched a successful pet-centered gift box business. What started as a passion project quickly grew into a thriving enterprise, with Julia receiving numerous orders and gaining recognition within the 90 Day Fiancé fandom and beyond. Running a small business, however, is no easy feat. Julia now spends much of her time organizing shipments, designing products, and managing customers. Adopting another dog would mean additional responsibilities, daily care, vet visits, training, all of which would demand time and energy Julia is currently dedicating to her business and her existing commitments. 3. Prioritizing Nala. Julia also pointed out that she already has Nala, Simba's furry sibling. For Julia, Nala is not just another dog, but another family member who also went through the grief of losing Simba. Caring for Nala, ensuring she is happy and well-adjusted, and giving her enough love is a priority for Julia. Adding another dog to the family could disrupt that balance, especially while emotions are still raw. Julia feels it's best to pour her love and attention into Nala rather than dividing it prematurely. 4. Helping other dogs through volunteering. Perhaps the most touching part of Julia's response is her decision to help other dogs by volunteering. By training shelter dogs and assisting them in finding homes, Julia has found a way to channel her grief into something meaningful. This not only helps her heal but also extends Simba's legacy. In her own way, Julia is honoring Simba by giving other dogs the chance to experience the same kind of love she gave him. Julia's healing journey after the last resort. Julia's journey on 90 Day, the last resort wasn't only about her marriage with Brandon, it was also about self-discovery. The couple entered the retreat with unresolved issues, including disagreements about where to live, financial struggles, and Julia's frustrations with feeling isolated in the United States. Through therapy, exercises, and emotional confrontations, Julia and Brandon found new ways to communicate. By the end of the season, they appeared stronger and more committed than before. Losing Simba after such a pivotal period in her life was another test of Julia's resilience. Yet, it appears she is handling this grief with the same determination she brought to her marriage struggles, facing it honestly, refusing to take shortcuts, and working toward growth. The businesswoman side of Julia. Julia's pet gift box business has become a major part of her life in 2025. Fans have praised her creativity, noting how much thought she puts into curating items for pets and pet owners. From toys to accessories to treats, Julia's boxes are designed to celebrate the bond between humans and animals, a bond she understands deeply. What's remarkable is how her business reflects her personal life. Simba's passing may have made her even more determined to succeed in this space, as a way of honoring him while also helping others cherish their pets. Her entrepreneurial journey also marks a turning point in her relationship with Brandon. For years, Brandon was the primary breadwinner, while Julia struggled to find stable work in the US. Now, the roles have shifted, and Julia has proven she can thrive independently. This independence has likely boosted her confidence, helping her navigate grief while also pushing forward with her goals. What Julia's future might hold. As Julia continues to heal, fans are curious about what comes next for her. Will she ever adopt another dog? Will her business expand beyond gift boxes into other pet-related products or services? Will she and Brandon consider starting a human family in the near future? For now, Julia seems focused on 3 key areas: healing from Simba's loss, allowing herself to grieve fully without rushing, expanding her business, ensuring her pet-centered gift box company continues to grow in 2025, supporting Nala and shelter dogs, giving love to the animals already in her care while helping others find homes. Given her determination and resilience, it's likely Julia will achieve remarkable growth in her business this year. And while she may not be ready to adopt another dog now, fans shouldn't rule it out entirely in the future. For Julia, timing and emotional readiness are everything. Why Julia's decision makes sense. It's easy for outsiders to suggest that getting another dog might help fill the void left by Simba. But grief is deeply personal, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Julia's choice to wait reflects maturity, self-awareness, and respect for her own emotional limits. By focusing on her current responsibilities and finding alternative ways to support animals, Julia is honoring Simba's memory in a way that feels authentic to her. She isn't closing the door on the possibility forever, she's simply recognizing that right now, adopting isn't the right step. A hopeful outlook. Though Julia's loss is heartbreaking, her story is also one of resilience and growth. From resolving marital struggles on the last resort to building a business from the ground up, and from grieving Simba to finding purpose in helping shelter dogs, Julia embodies strength in the face of adversity. Her fans admire her honesty, and many relate to the difficulty of losing a beloved pet. Julia's willingness to share her vulnerability allows others to feel less alone in their own grief. As 2025 unfolds, Julia seems determined to focus on love, growth, and honoring Simba's legacy. Whether through her business, her volunteering, or her bond with Nala, Julia's journey reminds us all that healing is possible, just not always in the ways we expect.